Most Uber Eats drivers, all they're worried about is dollars per hour and dollars per mile. But after doing 4 shop and deliver orders, I realized something that surprised me. The order that I liked the least, that actually paid just as much as the orders I love doing. So in this video, I want to talk about something we almost never discuss, and that's how does an order feel while we're working it? And why that feeling might matter just as much as the numbers, especially if you're planning on doing this for months or years. I'll show you 4 real orders that I did recently and then explain why one at the offer it looked really great, but I actually almost wanted just to leave the store when I was doing it. The strange part, my favorite order, it wasn't the highest paying one. And then of course my least favorite one, that isn't the one that paid the lowest either. So let's get started. The most frustrating one was here at Vons. The pay on this one was excellent. It was $12, 32 minutes. That's roughly $24 per hour. The mileage was also excellent. 2 miles, that works out to $6 per mile. And here's the secret that you should consider when you're doing any shop and deliver order. Low item count. This one was 9 items. 10 units. Right there, you can see these should be easy to find. And here's the thing, the vegetables, the prepackaged ones, they were really quick to find. And then after that, it took me a while going in the store trying to find them. And this is where it gets a little frustrating. I like to be in and out of stores, and you can just feel the time creeping by when you're going up and down each aisle trying to find it. And just a little pro tip, I always use color to find it. That way I'll hone in and then go right to the item. I do want to say, thankfully, all those items were in stock, and that kept me from having to contact the customer. And this is another benefit of only taking low item count offers. There was one that I had a little issue. The bacon bits weren't there. And thankfully, when I went in that app, the substitutes were already in there, pre-approved. So this kept me from having to waste time contacting the customers. This is a good thing that Uber Eats has done. It looks like they're improving the app when doing shop and deliver orders. In hindsight, I think I actually could have found a better replacement, but by me going all over the store and spending time and then having to deal with the hassle of trying to substitute the bacon bits, I actually just wanted to get out of the store. And that's kind of bad because I always pride myself on customer service, but I was getting frustrated and I just wanted to get out of there. And thankfully, that app already had the things pre-approved and the customer didn't even need to approve it, especially from my end, giving me verbal permission to make a change. So I'm grateful for that. My conclusion with this order is the order can be profitable, but it could still just drain your energy. And that's what I was experiencing. Have you ever had an order that looked great from the offer, but then you're just miserable working it? I'd like to hear your experience because I think there's something more going on here than just the numbers. All right, this next one, I loved it because it just felt so effortless. A shop and deliver order came in, 1 item. It was a sugar-free can of Red Bull. Offer came in at $13.08, 23 minutes, 6.1 miles. So in total, it took me 24 minutes. So that's roughly almost $26 per hour. And then when you add the 6 miles, figure about 5 miles to come back. That works out to about $1 per mile. So that was pretty good. This order involved a lot of driving. And I think that's why I liked it, because I could be in the car just relaxing as I'm going. And I have in my bag some ice packs that I was chilling my own drinks. So I put that Red Bull in there, and then right at drop off, I transferred it back to the delivery bag and then dropped it off to the customer, because for that kind of money and the happiness that it brought me, I wanted to bend over backwards for her. And isn't that interesting how you may be compelled to just go above and beyond for such an easy, high-paying order? And I think I really enjoyed this because the drink was right there in the front of the store, being chilled. It was a couple minutes of checking out and then back in the car where I could just relax and drive and drop it off. I really enjoyed this one. So why did this order feel so much better, even though it wasn't the highest paying order? This next order, the third one, this is the one that just reminded me how miserable it is when you're having to wait. And for me, this was at checkout. So initially the offer came in, it was 803, 2 units, 19 minutes, and a little bit under a mile. It was really easy to do this one. In the store, I looked by color, so the one was in the cereal, no big deal. I knew the cookie dough was a refrigerated item, so I went right up there and looking for color. I could see it, and I was able to get both. So that was really quick. I would say I was in the store only a couple minutes doing that until I paid. And I want to share, this order was $8. It took me 23 minutes to do, so that would range between $22 and $24 per hour. And then it actually took 1.5 miles to complete. So we'll just round that up to 2 miles. So 8 divided by 2, that's $4 per mile. This was great pay for how easy it was. The checkout line, that's what created all this frustration. I was just waiting and waiting there. It seemed like for 10 minutes. The lady in front of me, she was talking to the cashier about what a great deal, all these discounts on toys. Then when she's going to pay, part of it worked with her phone, and then she had to get another payment method to manually scan it. So meanwhile, I'm just standing there looking around. And yeah, before you say anything, the other checker behind me, he had a full line, so I was kind of stuck. So notice, what bothered me was not the actual shopping, especially for 2 items. It was just standing there, something that's out of my control because I'm at the mercy of someone else. Another person was clogging up the line, and I just wanted to go and drop off the order. The fourth order, this is the one I expected to really dislike. It was at Michael's. I don't like shopping at Michael's. I'm not a craft person, and I think the way they do their store layout, it's uniquely designed so that I can't find anything. And then all I do is get angry and frustrated, and then I'll go try to find a cashier or someone to help me out. This time, though, I knew what to expect because it was one item, a little packet of stickers. How hard could that be? So I already knew right from the beginning, the secret is relax, slow down. That's the secret to success if you want to try to go into Michael's or any other store where you're not familiar at all. So that's what I did. This one was relatively, well, I'd say medium easy to find. I had to look in the whole aisle, and this was for scrapbooking. And so these stickers, initially I'm looking by price to try to find them. And then I just said, relax, Russ, slow down. And I stared at all the stickers right there on the wall, and then I found it. So I'm glad that that went smoothly. One item. Anyway, the pay was $17. It took me 26 minutes to complete, and the distance was almost 8.5 miles. When you do the math, that works out to $34 an hour, and I think, $2 per mile. So this was a great order. The pay and it being one item, that's why I took it. Did I mention that Michael's is not my favorite store? Seriously, I think they lay out their store so that all drivers just can't find anything in there. So just a little pro tip for you. If you go into a Michael's, slow down, anticipate what you're going to look for, and then have a plan to find it. And do reach out. It is hard to find employees in there because they don't hire as many people anymore. So they're all up front and busy. Save that for when you really need it. And just be methodical and slow down. Getting angry and frustrated like what I'll do isn't helpful. That's not helpful, and that's not going to come across well to the customer either. After looking at all 4 of these orders, something became obvious to me. And here's what surprised me the most. That average Vaughn's order, that took me 10 more minutes than my overall UberEats average. And I've tracked this for years. 21 minutes is how quickly I do orders on average. It took me 10 minutes longer. And that's when I realized something. Feelings don't always match reality. Those 2 customers that had the specialty items, they needed it badly enough that delivery fee, it was worth it. And those are the kind of orders that I love doing. It's because I'm actually feeling like I'm helping someone solve their problem. Now, I do want to mention regular customers doing the average grocery shopping or restaurant deliveries, that's great. And of course I appreciate them because that's how I earn my income. But the average customer, they're not excited and fascinated with me shopping because there's no sense of urgency on their part. They're just ordering something they need and it's not critical. Instead, what they're doing is they're just seeing me as a driver just providing a service, and that's it. And as you know, I love sharing and highlighting how important customer service is. Even though we know this, still do it because you're going to get better ratings and higher tips, and you might as well be happy while you work, especially helping all the customers. In light of all that, here's what I learned from doing these 4 orders. Protect your dollars per mile. Protect your hourly wage. But also, pay attention to how every single order makes you feel when you're doing it. Because if every profitable order leaves you frustrated and angry instead of happy, then you're just not going to last and you're going to be miserable doing this kind of job. And for me, that is just as important as making another $2 or $3 per order. We need to be happy. This is one time in life that your feelings matter, and you should be happy when you're doing Uber Eats. I want to help you deal with the challenges that shop and deliver orders can provide. So I made a video teaching you how to handle when problems happen, and then also how to be selective on all those kind of offers that you see. So watch that video next, and I'll see you there.